Hey, Wayne here, and today I'm going to push aside my old pumps that I've been using on my scooters and e-bikes for this new A301 smart electric pump from Auxito. Let's check it out. Oh, I knew it was going to happen eventually. All right, let's check out these product specifications. It has 150 PSI, which is pretty normal among these pumps. It shows the pressure units in bar, PSI, KPA, kg/cm. Charging input, it has a USB-C charging port, so that's good. And for an output, it has a USB-A 5-volt 2-amp output. So that's pretty nice to have too. Let's get it out of the box and see how it does. Okay, let's get this out of the box and see what we have. Okay, first up, some instructions here that we will go through a little bit later. Here's the pump itself, wrapped up in some plastic. Peel off before use. We'll go ahead and take that off. Pretty nice looking, and it's small compared to, say, like one of my old ones here. This is, you know, it may be wider, but look how much taller that is. So takes up a lot of room. This is a little bit more portable, so we're going to find out how strong it is in a little while. Take this out of here. Here is a hose, a case, a little bag to carry it around in, your USB charging cable, and got some valves here. Let's see what we've got. Yeah, for a standard bike, you just screw this in, the hose, but the other ones that you have here. So something called a Woods valve. Not exactly sure what that is used for. You have a swim ring nozzle, a ball needle, and a Presta valve, which is going to be good if you have the Presta valve type valve on your bike or scooter. So that's nice to have. Okay, turn this on. You press and hold the center button down for a few seconds, and you'll be greeted with a nice bright display. Green battery indicator means it's fully charged, but it will go down to yellow when it's at 30 to 70%, red when it's 5 to 30%, and a red flash means you better charge it because now it's down below 5%. Now, it's defaulting with PSI in a car, and you can change these settings, but they're saying right now for a car, the default pressure is 35 PSI. You can go up by pressing the upper left corner, or you can press the top right corner to come back down. And you can switch between vehicles. So if you press the lower right button, it changes from car to motorcycle to bike to ball and custom setting. So here you can just play around with it, change your settings, get it to match the PSI that you need for your vehicle, and move on from there. Now, if you press and hold, or just press the lower left button, you'll turn on a flashlight. That's kind of nice to have for the evening when you can't see it too well. You press it again, the white one, the white light flashes. Press it again, and you get a red flash. Now you can also see down here that you have a USB-C port for charging and a USB-A port for accessories and things that you might need to charge. So that's nice to have. And of course right here is where you screw in the hose. When you're ready, just press and hold this button again and it'll turn it off. Okay, I have 3 pumps here. This first one is the one I've owned for a very long time but don't trust because it doesn't report the PSI correctly. And then I have this one by, I think it's Nilkson or something like that. I'm going to check that one out. And then the new one, Auxito, not sure if I'm pronouncing that correct either, but this is going to be the last one we check. So I'm going to use this white splotch on the table to test with this sound level meter right here. Let's see if I get that in focus. Okay, So let's go ahead and run it. And we're getting 93.3 for this one. Let's turn this one on. Okay, let's run this one. $95.3. Let's try the new one from Auxito. $101.6 on the meter. So I don't know if that's because it's maybe pulling in more air quicker, faster, more powerful, but it is a little bit louder than the rest. Now, I don't really hear a big difference between the three, but if noise is a problem for you, there's the sound check. Okay, so this tire calls for 20 PSI. I took it down to 16. I'm going to do it 3 times with my pumps. And this pump, if you leave it off long enough, one of the things I don't like about it is it resets the bike setting to about 60 PSI or 40, something like that. It doesn't hold at 20. Right now it is at 20, so it should be good to go. And the other thing is this connector here, it can be a little fumbly to put on. Sometimes it falls off. I don't get a good grip with it. And the last thing is this will come loose like it is pretty loose right now. When that happens, it takes longer to pump air in because air is coming out. So I'm not super crazy about this twist on and have to tighten type of connector. Okay, let's go ahead and put that on. And let's get this going. Let me make sure that it's still holding at 20. Okay, we're good. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, pump. Okay, so for test number 2, let's make sure it's still at 16. We're back at 16. Yep, we are back at 16. So let's go on with pump number 2. 1, 2, 3, pump. So for the last test, we're doing the Auxito pump. I have scratched it up already a little bit, but it doesn't affect being able to see it, which is a good thing. And I do want to mention one thing that I don't like about this nozzle here, or this hose, is it can come loose and pop off while you're pumping. So you want to make sure that you really got that on good and in a good position, that it's not going to just twist off. I do like how it screws into the tire instead of that clamp, because this just screws right on and you lose very little air pressure when you do that. It's real quick. It just connects and keeps screwing on, and it's a good connection. So I like that. Not too crazy about this end. I would like this to lock down a little bit better, but we're here to see how fast it will reach 20 PSI. So let's go. 1, 2, 3. Hey, so I have the Auxito, I'm not sure how you pronounce that, electric pump, smart electric pump, A301. It has a really nice display. If you can see that in the camera there, you can tell if your battery's charged by this green indicator. The buttons on it are really nice. You can navigate through whether you're pumping air into a car tire, a motorcycle, bike, ball, and custom. Other things you have on here is you have a light, emergency light. You can press this button on the front here and it turns white. Press it again, get a flashing white light. Press it again and you get a flashing red light. Press it again to turn it off. You have a port here in case you need to charge something up like your phone. You have another port here, USB-C, that's for charging the pump. And this port here is for your hose. To put it in, you just press it in and twist, and you're done. Now that's nice, and I like it, but I'd like to see a future one where you press it in or push it in, twist and lock it down. So, because right now, if now I wanted to put air in something over here and there was air pressure going through, it would just pop out. So you want to make sure that you don't twist it once you have this twisted on. Hold it in place while you're putting air in and you'll be fine. The other thing that I like about this is on this hose, this part right here that goes onto the valve stem, it just turns and turns and turns, and you don't really like lose any air when you're putting it on. You just twist it on and you might get a little and that's it. But when you use those clamp type, sometimes you get it right the first time, other times you mess up, it's kind of clumsy, you let a lot of air out when you don't get it right the first time. So I do like this part a lot. Wish they all came with that. So yeah, so this is a nice little air pump. It's well laid out on how you control it, and I like it. Now this is very reflective, and I have scratched it up a little bit already, but it's not affecting how I see it. I can view everything just fine. So nice little pump. I'll have links down below for you to get it. Go out there, grab one for yourself, get out there and ride, and I'll see you on the next one.